Come on. It's not very loud. That's what I thought they said. It doesn't say that. If anyone wants to dance, they can. I'm a lyrical gangster, word or cool lasagna. But they're like, we don't, not again. Hi guys. I feel like everybody should come out to most things with music in life. Don't you think so? Yeah, like it's just a better expression of like how you're feeling. I was thinking, this is actually really funny, Josh. He's a pastor. So I actually thought of this just like 20 minutes ago. This would be so funny if tomorrow at church, whatever church you go to, like, why do pastors get all the fun when they feel the Spirit of God? They get to go, keyboardist, go ahead and start playing. You guys have, like, your own instrument in your hand. Like, I dare you guys to go, I'm feeling it, Pastor, feeling it right now. I think the pastor would appreciate that. You just turn your music on. He's like, oh, I see the Lord's working over there. I see a phone going up, good. I see a phone going up, good. Right? Oh, good, amazing grace is going on up there. We got some repentance, praise God. Sir, I'm really not positive that's a Christian song. Headphones, please. The Lord knows your heart. The Lord knows your heart. That would be really cool, right? Yeah, okay, well, if it wasn't cool, it would still be memorable. You'd remember you did that. I think life is all about making memories pretty much, don't you guys? Yeah. Hi, Caleb. Hello. That's my nephew. He just sold a ton of art yesterday at Claudia's. Why win? Does anybody want to buy any of his art right now? So. Yeah, oh yeah, go ahead, Joni. Talk to him in a minute. Joni, not now. Try to tell some jokes. Joni, not now. Just kidding, go ahead. Well, okay, so I think, again, life is all about memories. I was thinking the other day about some things we experienced as a kid. We're totally upset that we have to go through, but as an adult, you're like thrilled you went through it, right? It gives you like incredible bragging rights that you accomplished it. Yeah, right, Gabe? Yeah, like being poor. That's like one of those things you get to brag totally about. Nobody wants to go through it as a kid. I was never like really glad. I was blessed with this gift of adult bragging because thankfully I didn't have a ton of extra money. I was blessed with lots of things. My mom's in the front row. But I think being poor is actually one of those cool things, you know, like when you're a kid, you're like, nobody ever given me anything. As an adult, you're like, nobody ever gave me nothing. You know? I'm like, I have to work so hard to get everything I want. I had to work so hard to get anything I wanted. You know, like, totally. I actually didn't know that we were poor at Christmas because we had so many gifts under the tree. You know, I didn't realize that my mom took apart everything from its original package and wrapped it. I'm like, wow, 3 socks so far. Gift number 4. I did not know for years that Barbie wasn't a build-a-doll. Like, when it was sold separately, I was like, totally blown away by that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got like a right arm. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, really? Combine it all together? So boring. Actually, one year, I don't know if my mom meant to, but she really gave me a heart of compassion. I never got, like, the final leg to my doll. I'm like, I don't know, Mom, I love her so much. Like, she's like a ballerina. Like, really a ballerina. I just love her. And I'm like, Mom, she can, like, run a lot of races. Like, yeah, that I can do anything if I put my mind to it. I love that doll so much. I'm so glad I wasn't robbed of that gift. You know, when you're poor, also, food lunch trade at school is like crucial. understand. Thank you for clarifying, nobody understands. I'm serious, I think that's reworded that like 10 times though. You know, trading food at lunch at school. Yeah, thank you. Was that you, Billy? There you go. If you guys actually, so one of my friends told me, Angie, stand-up is just a conversation with the room, and they don't get to say nothing. Right? Well, I miss you guys talking back to me. So if you want to yell something, yell it. But if you want to text me, I love text messages. If you don't have my number, somebody around here does. I'm like, you guys just laughing if it's not funny. But anyway, school lunch trade is like crucial to master that art if you don't have a lot of money. You know, if you have a lot of money, right, Caleb? Right. Then you still dabble in it, you still like to trade food, you know? But you gotta like master the art of upselling. Like I think actually it's also a gift too. I brought my notes, but now I would know, oh, actually look. You guys see that? Is that for me? No, it's from me. At 6 o'clock today, I'm only shaking because I have so much caffeine in me. At 6 o'clock today, I slammed my hand in the door and had to open it with my other hand. Oh. Yeah. That's not even funny. One foot down as to not gross anybody out. Anyways, so food trade. Again, the food trade market. I had to learn to master that. Hang on one sec. So anyway, this one time. Okay, so I remember this one actual specific time that I had to trade something. It was with this girl who had this incredible sandwich. I'm serious, I know she was rich because her sandwich still held its form. Serious. Why, if you're not rich, your sandwich becomes whatever is moist on the inside. Why? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have some raspberry goulash right But anyways, her sandwich was like, you know, everything, and I wanted that so bad, but because I was already like maybe 6th grade, I had a few years practice, and my younger brother and his buddies are watching, I'm like, hang on guys. So because I'm selling it, she really wants to give me this for the item I have, and I'm like, okay, so you're saying I'll get that sandwich if you want, you know, this is legit, okay? This is full corn syrup, Dr. Thunder, 2-liter jug, mostly there soda, most of it's still there. I'm not sure about that sandwich, it's got Sprouts. No one in the 6th grade wants Sprouts. I'm telling the boys, cross your fingers. So she's thinking, I'm just like, okay, no, I want it, Angie, I want it. All right. Hang on a second. David, buddy of David's. My mama told me to take care of mine. You can have the rest of the soda. We'll take this time. She was like thrilled with like 1/8 of a 2-liter jug of soda. She's like, great, like, that's how it's done, boys. Get out of here. You know? We're like amazing at it. What else? Actually, do you guys remember the baggies? There was like a difference between wealthy person's baggies, little kids, and then the kids' baggies because you're not wealthy. I'm serious. If they make commercials about the zipper seal, only wealthy kids can get that baggie. Right? It's like, see, it's green. It was blue, it was yellow, you press it together, it's green. It's Ziploc. I'm like, I will get that someday. My baggie was like, the sweater rollover. Right? That's the most annoying baggie in the world. Because you can't roll that baggie one time, because then everything just falls out the top. So then you roll it 2 times, and then you roll 3 times. You have like this much snack in your baggie that doesn't resemble the snack it was when your mama packaged it. Like actually though, I learned how to sell that. This is like before Go-Gurts, when I comes onto something. I knew people like to eat straight from the package. So I'm like, no, maybe I'll sell you, trade that for that 1-ounce pack of Cheetos bought from Costco. But you know what I really love? Just poking a hole in the bottom of my what was corn chips and just drinking it. I'm serious. Fine, I'll trade you. Go ahead. She's like, that's insane. I've never seen that before. My mother would never do that. But every girl wanted my peanut butter and honey. Because I'm like, my mom worked. Your mom doesn't work? My mom had to work today. So she packaged this sandwich at like 8 p.m. last night. So this honey has turned into pure crystal. I'm not kidding. This crunchy honey is pure crystal. You can wear it if you want to later. Sure, I'll trade you. Fine. Like I was doing her a favor. Everybody was blessed, you know, and that's what she did for me. Okay, so I was telling my two sisters and my stepsister, who we weren't raised with as a kid. So all of us went out the other night and we're talking about all these things we've experienced, and she's relating. She's like, oh yeah, food trade. And I get to this next story I'm going to tell you, and she goes, okay, you guys were kind of bored. She could not relate to this next story. So I realized, like, if you weren't raised, you know, with not as much money, these things are like extravagant experiences. But if you know, wait, let me reverse that. If you were raised with more than enough money, or whatever, you can afford Ziploc, these stories are like, whoa, I can't believe it existed. Now, if you were raised like me, you may not have the same story, but you're like, oh, I can do that. I can tell you one. Like, it's not even that big a deal, right? Okay, well, this happened. This is so the true story.
So the true story.
It's so the true story. So one time I was little. My parents, my mom and dad, loved the city auction, like the neighborhood auction.
Yes.
I'm not kidding. So we would go to it like every Friday, and it's like Christian gambling. It is. Now looking back, I'm like, my mom and dad were like in love with it. They're like, it's Christian, I say, because there's no lewd women, you know, there's no drinking, no smoking. But you're definitely going to leave with less money on things that you did not need to spend your money on, right? It's like a Christian casino. Yeah, we won! Always a winner, though. So one time, we were there, and there was a semi-truck taking a whole bunch of stuff to Safeway, but the refrigeration broke. So the auctioneer comes out with the stuff he purchased from this truck that couldn't sell it to Safeway. And he's like, okay, on the next pallets, we got 300 Lunchables, 300 Lunchables. Who's going to give you 20? I got 25 from the gentleman and his wife and 4 children over there that really want these rich kids' Lunchables. You know? We won it. We won the Lunchables. I swear. Ask my sisters. This is funny. I told this story to my stepsister. My other sister shows up, goes, you have to tell the story about Lunchables. Then my other sister shows up, she goes, one time we bought a Connex full of Lunchables. You know what, but it is fascinating what you can make with cheese, meat, and a cracker. We did not just eat it straight out of the package. My mom made, like I said earlier, my mom makes lasagna. Like all those little titty squares. Add a little cream of tartar to that, you know, to the cracker. You got your own pasta. Roll it up. She was really good. It's fantastic. And then one time for my birthday, I had like a cheesecake made of it. I hope I get that other head for my Barbie. I still love Lunchables. Michelle, I can't even look at them right now, but I'm like, I love them. Oh, we were rich when we were kids. That's my memory. Another time we actually, again, this was a food item at an auction, so this is so weird. But when we were at the auction, not the same night, a ton, Mom, you know these stories, right? You remember, I love the stories, they're my favorite. There was yogurt for sale. Okay, it can't be sold in the stores, but we can win it at an auction. So we were like thrilled, we were picking it up. I don't even know what we bought it for. I'm serious. We had so much yogurt, but you could only eat it frozen because it was literally about to be rotten at like any time it got to room temperature. And like this like boiling, it'd be like boiling as soon as it started thawing. We thought it was kind of neat, but it's actually like rotting in your face. We're like eating, you're like, Michelle, give me another yogurt and a Band-Aid. Burn my finger again on my yogurt. Totally normal. This has nothing to do with my set. I didn't even write this, but one time we bought like 100 telephones at this auction. It was every shade of like brown. Okay? And why? We sold them at garage sales for like $2 But I remember, actually, so tonight, almost all my stories are going to have to do with food, and I was thinking this today when I was rehearsing. I don't think most of my memories don't relate to food. It's so weird. So I decided everything I'm going to do with my kids from now on, I'm going to like just bring food into it. I'm like, I really want to remember you. Can you go get me a Skittle pack? I'll never forget that rainbow. You did really well at that basketball game. You're really gonna remember. They love that Snicker bar. Oh man, that's good. Sending you up to college. I'm so glad that we had. And since I didn't have it written down, I don't know what we ate, but I'm gonna remember. None of my kids have gone to college yet. Okay, so this is another food memory. You guys like talking about food? This is a really good memory of mine. My dad, who's not here, but he'll watch a video of this. I love my dad. He's a good dad also. He would go to the dump, and this actually, I was even rehearsing this today, thinking of the funny thing. He had to be younger than me. So this is so weird to me. In my mind, my dad's always been older, right? So I'm now imagining my dad, like early 30s, doing any of these things. That it seemed normal to him. I love that. So, city dump. My dad used to go to the city dump a lot. We dump things because we got so much crap at the auctions. You go to the city dump, but back then, you could take things from the city dump, too. You guys notice? Joni's like, she's like, I get it. So do you have any other really extravagant stories, too? Were you raised below the line? Well, my dad would go, so us kids would be super excited when he'd come back. One time, an ice cream truck, their freezer broke. And as my dad and his buddy were dropping off all their stuff, this ice cream truck dumps all this like 80% melted ice cream. So my dad and his buddy are like freaking jackpot, you know? Serious. So they backed up a truck. They didn't do one truck stop. They like called their friend. They're like, hurry. They had to go to payphone too because this was way previous before cell phones. They're like, hurry. We don't want to leave the stash. We're going to guard it. Bring the other truck. It's at least 2 truckloads of ice cream. So we get home. And now they are I'm like, this is also interesting. My dad shows up and us kids, he like so many drumsticks and ice cream sandwiches. And we're like, what? And he's like, kids, do what you want with the ice cream. And we're like, now I'm like, that's only that. A rich person would not say that to their children. Right? And they're like, you can have a house. Split it with your brother. Like, we were allowed to do whatever we wanted with his ice cream. We had 2 deep freezers. So instead, though, of eating it, that's when like our entrepreneurial skills came in. We sold it to neighbor kids. And we sold it on sliding scale. We're like, oh, no. That sandwich still resembles its original form. No, that one still has the push to the pop. You're gonna be fine with that one. Go ahead, that's 75 cents. Wait, don't grab that. That's a yogurt. We did not sell those. We were like worried, even back then. Well, okay, so I told you all about my memories about not having a ton of money. But I was going to tell you this. My mom, who's here, is wonderful. My dad, who's not here, is also wonderful. So even though I wasn't raised with a ton of money, I was raised with true love, example of true faith, and also example of true joy. And so I do consider myself richly blessed. So even though I don't have that, I still feel rich. So, all right, love you guys. That's not a joke.